were very, very bad historically. But it rhymes. You think it rhymes with whatever I need to be saying next. So, yeah, whatever. That's cool. We were going to talk about the NFL franchise tag deadline hit today at 4:00, and some guys got franchised that is going to have kind of a ripple effect across the league. Bebe got that franchise tag. I was telling people last year when Eric Decker left, Bebe was going to eat, and he did. And now it's time to get paid, cuzzo. So the Broncos hit him with the franchise. They let Julius Thomas hit that open market. Now that's going to be something crazy because this is a kid who he's that one level under Jimmy Graham. He's one of those finesse tight ends. He's not going to really give you too much in the running game as far as a blocker is concerned, but he's a guy who can get open. And what's probably going to hurt his value more than anything is the Peyton Manning effect. Like, people are going to wonder about that. This kid who was another one of these tight ends who was a college basketball player who just came in and took the league by storm. They're going to wonder how much of that is him playing with Peyton Manning, and how much of that is he going to be able to bring to another team under different circumstances, under a different offense. So that's going to be something crazy. The other thing happened with Ndamukong Suh. He didn't get the franchise tag, which financially it couldn't be done. It wouldn't make any type of sense, fiscally, to give this dude a franchise tag worth $27 million. But not if you ask Jerome Bettis, though. Oh, that's foolery. How you let him go? Easy, Jerome. Easily. The salary cap is $140. You want to give this dude 20? See, here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's something I'm trying to get away from, saying that about people, giving people. No one's giving anybody money. They're getting paid the same way everyone else gets paid on their job. And there's a book called The $40 Million Slave by William Roden. He talks about that mentality that gets put into the mind of a fan that says, oh, I can't believe they gave him $100 million. No, these people work for a living. He's getting paid. So to pay Ndamukong Suh $27 million, let Jerome Bettis tell you got to figure it out. You got to find a way to do it. Really, no. This is a dude that plays defensive tackle.
I mean, it's football, man. That's foolery. I mean, I get what he's saying.
I don't.
He's talking about.
He's an idiot.
When he's talking about Donkey Kong the player, I don't really think and I think that's the point he was looking at it from. I don't think he was really looking at it from a point of, you got to figure out how to get this dude almost $30 million. It's just one of those things, because he played the game, so he knows. So it's one of those things where you look at the player and the value of the player, and you're like, wow, they ain't having to let this dude go. I mean, that's like if had the Falcons not gone down and start, cutting people like Harry Douglas and Blaylock and those guys in order to make room for inevitably what's going to be the re-sign Julio Jones. I mean, it's one of those things where Julio got let go. People be like, wow.
Yeah,
they just let Julio go.
You mean Harry?
You know what I'm saying? If they let Julio go.
Oh, well, that's another dude that, speaking of franchise tags, you might want to slap one on him when the time comes. Kind of put off that long-term deal and slap that on him real quick. Maybe 2 years in a row. Make sure, kick the tires around. Make sure that thing's still running right before you go ahead and commit to it.
Yeah.
Maybe hit him with a franchise to double him up on it back to back.
Yeah, I mean,
if old Julio want to hold out on you.
Based on what we've seen, I mean, I don't know if he will be able to give us the kind of years that Roddy White has given us. Now, granted, when Roddy White came in, he wasn't as explosive as Julio was because he dropped a lot of passes. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get as many years out of Julio as we did Roddy White, or as we're getting out of Roddy White currently. I don't think it's going to happen.
You kind of painted yourself into the corner, Atlanta Falcons, when it comes to that whole deal. You traded 5 dudes for one. Got no choice but to pay him now.
Imagine where they could be right now.
I can't imagine.
If they not made that move and drafted a guy like Torrey Smith, if they really wanted to go after a big target like that, the Falcons could be so much further ahead of the game right now that, some of the moves that they're making, since hiring, the new coaching staff, a lot of that stuff might not even be necessary, or Mike Smith might still have his job.
Well, there's that. Speaking of Torrey Smith, he's another guy who's hitting the free agency market. The Baltimore Ravens have said that he's pretty much too expensive for them. You know, he's a Baltimore kid, Maryland kid. Played his whole career so far in Baltimore, so you know that whole leaving home now is going to be difficult for him. You know, he lost his brother. Was it last year or the year before last? He lost his brother, which was a big deal. Randall Cobb, another guy who was in that class with Julio, is hitting the free agency market right now as well. You know, the Packers decided not to hit him with the franchise tag, so now he'll be able to explore the free agent market. Along the lines of wide receivers, Des Bryant, another guy who did get hit. He and Bebe got hit with the franchise tag. Now, here's what these guys got to understand. Not these guys, but Des, he's talking a little bit too much. You know, this whole he's playing this whole disrespect card. What's got to be understood is that teams need time. And what the franchise tag does in a lot of cases, it just buys you time. Because now you slap the franchise tag on the guy, it gives you to July to negotiate something long term with him, as opposed to not giving it to him. A guy like Des Bryant going to, I don't know, Cleveland and finding a pot of gold and never coming back. See, that's going to be the problem with DeMarco Murray. If he take his butt to Indianapolis, they got plenty of money to spend. You know, and everybody feel like if DeMarco Murray leaves, he's gonna have to play on a bad team. Hold on now, that Indianapolis team ain't no slouch, cuz. You know what I mean? Like they might have got it handed to him in that AFC Championship game, but for the most part, upside wise, yeah, they gonna be all right. You know, they got Andrew Luck, they got T.Y. Hilton, they got the nice tight end Fleener, and you put they got to find that next piece in the backfield. And if it's DeMarco Murray, they got I think $40 million to spend in free agency this year. So the Dallas Cowboys are hoping they got this gentleman's handshake deal where if DeMarco Murray gets a deal or an offer from somebody else, he'll allow the Cowboys to at least maybe match it if they want to. And on the other side, the Cowboys have agreed to if they bring somebody else in, like a Mark Ingram who's on the market now as well. If they bring him in, they give DeMarco a heads up in advance that we're moving on without you. So they've got like this weird little thing that you never hear about going on up there, and I think it's it's respectable. It's man-to-man business type stuff. Like, okay, we're gonna handle this like two entities that like each other and not not like strangers. As far as the tight ends are concerned,
but you were just saying Mark Ingram just as an example. You're not saying that. It's being rumored that the Cowboys want Mark Ingram. No, I mean that's very plausible. Mark Ingram's 25 years old, and he had the best season of his career last year for the Saints. Yeah, that's plausible. I mean, he's going to be a cheaper version. What are you saying? I mean, and maybe it's just because maybe it's because the way that New Orleans have been playing running back by committee, or maybe it's because he was hurt. Well, he's been hurt a couple times and missing, But I guess, I mean, I don't know.
Which is why you get him on the cheap. I mean, just think about it.
Why you get him on the cheap?
Yeah, you get him on the cheap, and then what you do is you do what I love to do. 5th round, roll around, you draft another guy. Since this kid, who's this kid? Joseph Randle got caught up with some weed or something in the offseason? Yeah, that dude. Yeah, one got caught stealing before out of a store, and now they caught him with weed just here recently, a couple months ago. Like, soon as the season was over with. Like, yeah, time to get rid of him as far as the backups are concerned. So, yeah, you get Mark Ingram for a reasonable price, based on who Mark Ingram is. And then you draft you a young guy like the 5th round out of, whoever state university, and, let's ride out. Because really, the star of the team is that offensive line. So, can you run the football?
Now, let me ask you this. You also have Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson.
No, you have Adrian Peterson. Ray Rice ain't playing no more football. Are you crazy? And it ain't even because he punches old lady. He just ain't good at football no more. Yeah, that dude is done playing football, cuz. Like, the only reason it even matters is because he punches old lady. And here's the thing about Ray Rice. Stop talking, B. Like, stop apologizing to people. You just read the article, like he wanted to kill himself and all that. Come on, man, back up.
Right.
Slow down, my man. Like, I'm done hearing about that whole situation. Again, she forgave him. She the one he punched. Like I'm done. I've heard everything I need to hear about the Ray Rice situation. I saw the video. Like it was as appalling as it sounded like it was without seeing it. He right hooked his old lady into unconsciousness. All right, it's a bad situation. That's a bad time for everyone involved, But now, stop talking to me about it. Stop. You're trying to stay relevant, so somebody will say, well, let's give this dude another chance. No one's signing you, dude. The last time you touched the football field, you was averaging 3.1 yards a carry. That in and of itself says, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get me another Ray Rice in the 4th round. Yeah, he's done playing football.
I think if he's out there, I think you will have a team that is be interested.
What position he play? What position he play?
You know what position he play?
Remind me, though. What position he play?
Man, he played running back,
yes.
man. You know what position
he's an NFL running back. Your value is nothing. Like Adrian Peterson is a 2,000-yard runner. Of course, everyone wants him for the right price and for the right years. But here's the deal: he's on the last year of a $96 million contract. Yeah, Minnesota needs you to get some of that money back. As much as they talking about, yeah, we'd love to have Adrian back. Yeah, you would under the right price. Not under that price though.
But
he plays running back.
He wouldn't even be willing to take a pay cut from them though. Like if they really want him back, they'd have to pay him everything that contract is worth.
No, he's done.
They had to go.
He's done. He's ready to move on.
Well, I know he's done.
Yeah, he's ready to move on.
Yeah. I know he's done. I know that.
Yeah. Like they trying to say all the right things, but yeah, he want out of there. He want a new start. That's why I keep telling people, man. Like I tweeted this as well. I was like, as weird as it sounds, this dude is he's gonna be a cowboy, man. Like that's what's gonna end up happening.
Well, he's from there, and that's why I was asking. Yeah, that's why I threw the names out there. Because they are, those are two guys that would be available. Of course, Adrian Peterson from that area.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna be a cowboy, man.
It would be great. Look, man, it would be great. I don't really know how much the Cowboy fans I'd be able to take if a healthy Adrian Peterson was down there. I really don't know how much I'd be able to take. But
he still plays running back. At the end of the day, he still plays running back. He's about to be 30 years old. So there's that. Like all this whole Adrian Peterson superhuman. Yeah, guess who's undefeated? Father Time.
Right.
He never loses.
I've never said that. But yeah. He's not like
he's not your average running back.
A Chris Johnson who gave you 2,000 yards and then disappeared after that. Like you never saw him again. Like that's not what kind of running back he is. No. I think he still has a couple good years ahead of him.
Yeah.
At least 3.
He's definitely not your average running back. And again, that's why there's a market for him, because he's not average or below average, which is what Ray Rice is. Yeah, Ray Rice just stopped being able to play football. So you couple that with the fact that he beat up his old lady. Yeah, everybody's like, come on, Ray, really? They're like, come on, Ray, come on, man, really? Like, we're going to go get this dude out of something Tech State University, and he's going to be the rookie of the year next year because we're going to feed him the football every play. That's what's going to happen in the 5th round. What we need you for? He just got a nice little settlement, I think, from the Baltimore Ravens, like $1 million, $2 million. He filed his grievance or whatever, and he won. Good. Keep it moving, pimp. It's time to move on, man, because you can't play football anymore. You're bad at it, and then you punched your old woman to unconsciousness. So there's that. So,
well, yeah, there's that, but I still think that there is somebody. Okay, you know my answer to everything. You ask me who. If I can't come up with anything else, I'm just gonna say the Raiders. I'm just saying, like there's a.
And the Raiders got plenty of money. The Raiders got plenty of money, but you know what they did with their money last year as well? They went and signed 2 other running backs that couldn't play running back anymore: Maurice Jones-Drew and Darren McFadden. Both of those dudes, they re-signed McFadden for a year. He'll be a free agent this year. No market for him. And Maurice Jones-Drew, no market for him either. Good luck. You chose to play running back.
That is truly the black hole, because I didn't even know where Maurice Jones-Drew was.
Yeah, he went home.
See, that is truly the black hole right there.
Yeah, good for him. He went home. And you know what they did? Speaking of the Raiders, you know what they ended up doing? What was that? What was a Sunday night game or a Monday night game with the Raiders? Yeah, they found